Good day, fellow Nigerians, especially the Yorubas. My name is Samson Akinola. I'm your human rights activist to the core, which my activism based on Section 14(2)(b) of the 1999 Constitution as amended, that the security and the welfare of Nigerians shall be paramount to the government of Nigeria. And my activism now goes on to Yoruba nation, which is about the security of all Nigerians residing in Yoruba land. That is what my advocacy goes on. And the birth of this Yoruba nation led to the peaceful protest that is coming up in June 2026. Date to be confirmed. The theme of the protest is anti-Fulani jihadist, Islamization, Fulanization in Nigeria. We, Nigerians, we want to stand up to stop anti-jihadist movement in Nigeria through our constitutional power, Section 14(a), that the sovereignty belongs to the citizens, from whom the government derives its power from. Also, Section 14(2)(c) states clearly that we Nigerians, we can participate in the good governance of Nigeria. And so we are using this peaceful protest to show our participant in the good governance of Nigeria, to defend Nigeria. My duty, Section 24, say I can defend Nigeria. I have the right to defend Nigeria. And what are we defending Nigeria on? On the activism of Sultan Oshokoto claiming that Nigeria is an Islamic nation. So we want to come out and debunk it, that Nigeria is not an Islamic nation, because the Section 10 of the 1999 Constitution as amended state clearly that Nigeria is a secular state, and Section 38(1) of the same act states that freedom of religions. So in this situation, we are coming out for this peaceful protest to defend Nigeria and to participate in the good governance of Nigeria. And every one of you should remember that the Fulanis are aliens in Nigeria. And let me go to the 1804 invasion of Usman Dan Fodio. As at today in Nigeria, the Hausa people are the most marginalized nationalities in Nigeria today, because the Fulani have made them to be secondary citizens in their own land through the enforcement of Islamic religion into their community. The Hausa people are doing their religion differently, but when the Fulani Islamic cleric came, invaded the nation, and put his own people in there, the emirs, and look at the governors in northern part of Nigeria today, majority of them are Fulanis. So, and we could see that the Fulanis are paving way gradually to the other nationalities, the southwest Nigeria, the eastern part of Nigeria, the middle belt, and other parts of Nigeria. So in order to prevent this, that is one of the reasons why we are raising this peaceful protest, anti-Fulani jihadist, Islamization, Fulanization in Yoruba, in Nigeria, which will be coming up in June 2026. This protest will make us to defend our culture, our tradition, our ancestral land, and our language. Because if Fulani could invade other nationalities, that means we're going to lose our culture, our tradition. We're going to lose our identity completely. And in order to prevent this, that is one of the reasons why we are making this protest. Second, and we are appealing to the federal government of Nigeria under the leadership of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu to come to our aid, that these two nationalities must be removed from the government with immediate effect. Nuhu Ribadu, the National Security Advisor to the government, we have seen the video clips where Nuhu Ribadu states clearly with confidence that the terrorists the Boko Haram, the bandits, that they have their families and they can't do anything for them. Also, Bello Matawalle, the Minister of State for Defense. So we are appealing to His Excellency to remove these two people from government with immediate effect. Why? Because the Fulanis have betrayed the national trust in Nigeria. So in this perspective, we don't want Fulani to hold any key post in Nigeria anymore, especially in the Nigerian army or in any military personnel. The Fulanis must not be given the pivotal position anymore. And no Fulani man should hold any prominent post in political governance of Nigeria anymore, because they have betrayed the national trust because of the Islamization in their heart, the Islamization in their mindset. We have to stop this on time, and that is one of the reasons for this peaceful protest in Nigeria. So, and I believe the majority of you could see the performances of Dr. Sheikh Gumi in Nigeria. What the offenses of Dr. Sheikh Gumi, nobody have ever done that in Nigeria and go free. Dr. Sheikh Gumi have been advocating for the welfare and the security of bandits in Nigeria, and no law enforcement agency could arrest him. Who want to arrest him? Is it Nuhu Ribadu or Bello Matawalle? So let's look at it in that perspective. That is why we are suggesting that the president should sack these two guys and put neutral Nigerians there. I'm not saying they should put a Yoruba man, okay? Because I'm not in condom with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu by making the nation look like a Yoruba government. It is contrary to the 1999 Constitution that says that no tribe, no nationality should dominate the state of the land. So I'm not in support of that, but these two guys should be removed. Either Hausa man can be put into that position, I don't mind, but not Fulanis anymore, because we know the ambition of the Fulani is to dominate the land. The Fulani has no ancestral land. That is why they are killing anybody in Nigeria in order for them to dominate it. But for this situation, that is why I said you need to join me on this peaceful protest, that we must put the Fulani where they belong to. The Fulanis are the minority in Nigeria. They are under 30 million in Nigeria. So we are majority. The majority need to put the minority where they're supposed to be, not the minority putting the majority in bondage. It doesn't make sense. So that is why I have come out today to say, look, you need to join me for this peaceful protest so that we can put the Fulani where they belong to, and we can do it in one voice. So this is a national protest. All Nigerians, join me on this peaceful protest. The date will be confirmed to you before June, or a week or 2 weeks before the rally. The date will be surely confirmed to you. So please, I want you to join me on this peaceful protest. Lastly, I want the Yoruba people to join me also on the enforcement of anti-open grazing laws in Yoruba land. You must remember that the Yoruba governors have signed this into law. So it is a criminal offense as of today for anyone to rear cattle on our street, on our community. So therefore, I will be in Nigeria in this same June for the enforcement of anti-open grazing laws in Yoruba land. You must remember that the governor of every state is the owner of that state, according to the Land Use Act, Section 1, Sub 1 of the 1978, as amended, 1978 Act. It stated clearly that all land are vested in the hands of the governor of that state. So, and the governor of that state have signed the law, and the governor of that state is the chief security officer of that state. So the chief security officer of your state have signed anti-open grazing law. So therefore, from today, as you are listening to me, anywhere you see any herdsmen, either Indigo herdsmen, Yoruba herdsmen, or Hausa herdsmen, or Fulani herdsmen, any herdsmen running cattle on the street, please give them citizens arrest, which is allowed under Section 39 of Police Act 2020. You can give them citizens arrest, but do not abuse them. That will be contrary to Section 34(1) of the 1999 Constitution and Section 37 of the same Police Act. So please, let us be a lawful abiding citizen in Yoruba land. Lastly, I want Yoruba land to be the most peaceful hub in Nigeria today. How it is that every other nationalities come to Yoruba land and settle and do their various businesses. So we want to maintain the law in Yoruba land. That is the purpose of this. In the UK that I'm living today, if anybody broke the law, any white guy can come out and say, guy, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do this. So that's exactly the mindset I am introducing to Yoruba land. Not war, not violent. We're going to do everything in according with the law of the land. So please join me for the enforcement of anti-open grazing laws in Yoruba land. Also, join me for the peaceful protest in June 2026 on anti-Fulani jihadist, Fulanization, Islamization in Yoruba land, in Nigeria at large. We need to stop this together. We can do this. We have the constitutional right to do this, but not be violent. So we're going to we're going to write a letter to the police to guide us that day. We don't need permission from them according to the law. We only need to inform them so that they can guide us on that very day. Okay? But I will keep you informed. I will keep every one of you carry on. So Gumi must go down. Sultan Sokoto must go down. Nuhu Ribadu and Bello Matawalle must be sacked. So I'm starting from that 4 people first before I descend to others. So join me on this peaceful protest in June 2026. I will be in Nigeria. So please, it is a peaceful protest. Come up with your placard and say your mind. Say your opinion. Say what you think. And if you support it, if you disagree with the peaceful protest, come out and say you disagree with it and tell us your reason. Everybody is welcome. It is a freedom of expression. I remember Section 41 of the 1990 Constitution as amended, that the Fulani herdsmen that claim me. Section 41 is for the human being. It's not for cattle. Okay? So I will address that in my next episode with African Charter on People's Human Rights and ECOWAS law. I will address that one in my next episode. So at the moment, my episode to you is, you join me for anti-Fulani Islamization, Fulanization, peaceful protests in Nigeria in June 2026. I will be around. I love you guys. I will be there. It's what I love to do. It is my passion. God bless you.
If Tinubu really wants to fight insecurity in Nigeria, he must do away with Nuhu Ribadu and Matawalle from their positions. These two people have been feeding Mr. President with lies concerning security in Nigeria. I saw a video of Nuhu Ribadu, a recent video where he's saying that it is a fight between Hausa and Fulani, and they are brothers. They know how to go about it by themselves. And remember, this person is from Fulani extraction, and also the Matawalle also is from Fulani extraction. We want these 2 positions to be occupied by anybody from other tribes except Fulani. Except from Fulani tribes. Fulani are not Nigerians. And we told you that these people have agenda. They are land grabbers. That is what they come to Nigeria to do, because they are pursuing Fulani from every country that you know in Africa. They are chasing them away, and they have no other place to go other than Nigeria. And Nuhu Ribadu, you are saying that Hausa and Fulani are brothers. Okay, but it is not only Hausa people that Fulani are killing. They kill from Middle Belt, they kill in Igbo land, they kill in the West, Yoruba land, they kill they are fighting Nigerians. They carry arms against Nigerians, and you are saying that they are brothers. How are we brothers? How are we related to Fulani? They don't have history of more than 200 years in Nigeria. You are telling us that they are our brothers. So the Hausa people and other Nigerians are going to vote against Tinubu if he doesn't do something about this.
I want to call the attention of our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on behalf of Northern Nigeria. Mr. President, the Northern Nigerian youth are the youth that came out openly in a mass to vote you in the 2023 election. We put you into power. And Mr. President, you know that the Northern Nigerian youth are with you. But as it is, Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, please, you have to do something in the issue of Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa. Christopher Musa is our leader. Christopher Musa is someone that we celebrated so much when he was appointed as the Minister of Defense. But as it is today, we say no to Christopher Musa. As it is today, we are calling for Christopher Musa resignation. Christopher Musa need to vacate that seat and allow someone who is competent to come and lead the Ministry of Defense. For the past 1 week, over 100 military allegedly they were killed in the hand of terrorists. Over 250 something were kidnapped. But Christopher Musa is busy sleeping. As I'm talking to you, Christopher Musa, Mr. President, if you did not take any action, Christopher Musa will destroy your leadership as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President, if you did not sack Christopher Musa will go down as the worst Minister of Defense in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Matasa muna gaya muku gaskiya. Muna wannan kira ne da a cire Christopher Musa. Christopher Musa ya ba mu kunya. Christopher Musa ya nuna mana kan cewa a matsayin shi na mulki ganin tsohon soja ko kuma wanda ya soja. Muna ganin dai zo ne kare matasa, amma kullun sai mutuwa muke yi. Christopher Musa na bacci. Christopher Musa is a sleeping minister. Christopher Musa, he is the sleeping minister. So we want Mr. President to quickly replace him with someone who will come and save our life. A kama na wani ya zo ya canja Christopher Musa, babu wani abin da Christopher Musa zai iya yi. Christopher Musa ya canja, ba Christopher Musa da muka sani da, ba shi bane Christopher Musa yanzu. So thank you very much.
Good day to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. We're listening to what Nigerians are saying across board, saying that Tinubu needs to sack the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, and the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle. And this has been knocking for so long because Nigerians have been calling for this for so long. They've been asking or petitioning the president to sack these two people because the security situation of the country has never improved ever since this administration came on board. Instead, it has worsened, and as a result of this, so many things are happening, and Nigeria is no longer safe. People to travel by the road is not something people can even consider again because road transportation is quite more expensive than even the air transportation. Even though literally air transportation is more expensive and it has skyrocketed beyond even our own imagination. But you see, the fact that we fear so many things, we fear being kidnapped, we fear being like waylaid on the road by these bandits, it makes the road transportation even more dangerous and more expensive than the air transportation. You see, these people have failed in all entirety because if these people have a clue on how a country's security architecture should run, of course we should not be in this position we are today. And the insecurity situation of Nigeria is a testament to the failure and the incompetence of these people. And that is the reason why Nigerians are calling for their sack immediately. This thing has been, the call for the sack of these people didn't just start today or recently. It's something that has been consistently being spoken about throughout the second half of last year because of the insecurity turmoil and the state of the nation. But one thing in all of this that baffles me is the North, especially the Fulani Muslims, trying to rope Christopher Musa into this whole issue of insecurity skyrocketing and going on in Nigeria. He was just appointed just some 4 months ago, but you want to put everything on his head. While some people who have been in the office for over 3 years now, who have not been able to do anything about this whole insecurity thing are there and nobody is questioning them. Calling for the sack of those people is understandable because they've shown their incompetence. But bringing Christopher Musa into this whole equation and asking and calling for his sack is preposterous. And this is the the religious card and the ethnic card you guys are trying to play. You want to save your own people while you vilify your non-ethnic brother. Even though he's from the north, you want to vilify him and put the whole blame on his head. He's just the Minister of Defense. Of course, it is his responsibility to ensure that the defense and the sanctity, the sovereignty of Nigeria and the security of Nigeria is paramount and taken seriously. However, the NSA wields more higher responsibility as he speaks to the president directly and holds a whole lot when it comes to intelligence. The intelligence and the main security architecture of this country lies in the hand of the NSA. It's when it comes to physical warhead and there's machineries and mercenaries needed to combat all this whole insecurity issue that the Minister of Defense or the Ministry of Defense is in charge of. But now you want to act as though the NSA is performing his own duty, and yet the Minister of Defense has failed to live up to expectation. Look at how the situation was even before Christopher Musa was appointed. Was it any better? Was it not even worse? We know why this whole thing has like metamorphosed into the current situation it is today. And he's spoken in, we all know Nigerians all know. These guys are on rampage now and trying to do everything just to kind of make a statement in as a retaliatory attack or as a retaliatory attack or retaliation to Trump's bombardment of Sokoto. I think the tail end of last year. So I believe this whole thing that is happening is not far fresh from that, and the fact that their sponsors are there and from this particular ethnic group encouraging them and pushing them to do this thing is what I don't understand. You cannot come out to condemn your people who are the ones who are the hem of the affair, who are the ones pushing these people, who are the ones sponsoring these people. You guys know the people who are in charge of these people. You people know the people who are sponsoring these people. You people know the people who are housing these people. Yet you won't come out to condemn them. You want Christopher Musa sacked because you feel he's a Christian and he's not a Fulani man. Yet you want to keep your own people there who have been there and have been clueless about the situation, who don't know anything, who are not even supposed to even hold the position as it stands this day because of their incompetence and their nepotism. So you can't come and say Christopher Musa should be sacked. I understand everybody, every Nigerian will come out and accept the fact that the NSA and the Minister of State for Defense are not qualified to be in that position again because they've outlived their stay already in office and they are not relevant any longer because of the situation of the country. But calling for the sack of someone that is barely 5 months into office is something I don't understand. You are not using the same energy to drag your own people. You are not using the same energy to drag your brother, but you can use that energy to drag somebody that is not related to you because you feel you have the voice and you have the influence and you have it's your right as a Fulani man in Nigeria to advocate for your own people. Meanwhile, you vilify other people and make other people the scapegoat. This is not going to work. If there's anybody to leave that position today, it's going to be the NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, and also the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle. This is my opinion. Drop what you think about this in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.